Twice a day, you perform a small act of love. You pick up the bowl. You hear the sound that brings your cat sprinting from anywhere in the house. You set the food down, you watch them eat, and you feel it. You are taking care of this animal. You are the one who feeds them. Except your cat doesn't see it that way. Not even close. In your cat's mind, something very different is happening at that bowl. Something stranger, older, and a little humbling. Because your cat may not believe you are feeding them at all. They believe something else entirely. And once you hear it, you will never fill that bowl the same way again. To understand what your cat actually thinks is happening, you have to throw out your most natural assumption, that your cat sees you as its provider, its owner, the source of everything good. It doesn't. The animal staring up at you and crying has a completely different theory about who you are and what that bowl means. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through that theory, piece by piece, the secret language your cat invented to control you and uses every single day. The sound hidden inside their purr that hijacks a part of your brain you cannot switch off. And finally, the strange and surprisingly tender truth about what your cat believes you really are. Stay with me, because that last one changes everything. Let's start with the sound itself, the meow. You probably think of meowing as just the noise cats make, the way dogs bark or cows moo. It isn't. Here is something that should stop you in your tracks. Adult cats almost never meow at each other. In a colony, grown cats communicate through scent, body language, and posture. Between them, the meow is mostly silence. So, who is all that meowing for? It is for you. Your cat invented the meow for humans. More precisely, your specific cat has developed a specific set of cries, refined over years, tuned by trial and error, aimed entirely at one target. You. The chirp that means follow me. The rising note at the food cupboard. The flat, insistent yell before sunrise. These are not random. They are a private language with one speaker and one listener, and your cat built it for a single purpose: to operate you. Think about what that means. Your cat did not learn to ask you for food. Your cat engineered a tool to make you produce it. And here is the part most owners never notice. The better you respond, the sharper that language gets. Every time you jump up at a certain cry, you teach your cat that the cry works, and they file it away for next time. And no two cats land on the same language. The cries your cat uses on you would be half meaningless to the cat across the street, because that vocabulary was built for your reactions. In your home, over thousands of tiny experiments where you were the one being tested. So before we even reach the bowl, the picture is already upside down. You think you are answering a request. Your cat thinks it is pulling a lever. But the meow is only the opening move, because there is a second sound, and this one reaches somewhere far deeper. One quick thing before we go deeper, because it matters for what is coming. If you are starting to realize your cat is far more calculating than it lets on, subscribe to Whisker Code. We decode the hidden logic behind everything your cat does, one strange behavior at a time. Now, that second sound, you already know your cat purrs. You have been told your whole life that a purr means a happy cat. Sometimes it does, but scientists who recorded and analyzed cat purrs found something hidden inside certain ones, something cats use on purpose. When a cat wants something from you, especially food, it can change its purr. Woven into the low, steady rumble is a second sound, a high, sharp frequency that rises above the purr almost like a cry. And when researchers measured that frequency, they found it sits in nearly the same range as a human baby's cry. Sit with that for a moment. Over thousands of years living in our homes, cats landed on the one sound a human is almost incapable of ignoring, the cry of an infant, and learned to smuggle it inside a purr. It is called the solicitation purr, and it works on you whether you know about it or not. That little tug you feel when your cat purrs up at you in the kitchen, the pull that makes you get up and check the bowl, that is not simple affection. That is a key, turning in a lock that was installed in your brain long before you ever owned a cat. Your cat purrs contentment when it is curled in a patch of sun, but the purr at the food bowl is a different instrument entirely, played for a different reason. One soothes you, the other moves you, and your cat knows the difference even if you never did. So if the meow is the lever and the purr is the key, what does your cat think it is actually doing when the food finally appears? Here is the biggest misunderstanding of all, right at the bowl itself. When you set the food down, you assume your cat understands the chain of events. You bought the food, you stored it, you chose this moment to hand it over. In your mind, the meal is a gift passed down from you, the provider, to them, the dependent. Your cat does not experience a gift. Watch your cat in the minutes before a meal. The pacing, the weaving between your ankles, the sudden bursts of energy, the wide eyes, sometimes a dash across the room and a pounce on a toy or a passing foot. That is not a pet politely waiting for dinner. That is a predator whose hunting circuitry has just switched on. None of that ancient wiring vanished just because the food now arrives in a can. Your cat is still built, from whisker to tail, to stalk, chase, pounce, and catch several small meals a day. The bowl did not switch that instinct off, it simply gave it a finish line. So when the bowl appears, your cat is not receiving charity. In its body and its instincts, it has just succeeded. The signals worked, the ritual paid off, the food arrived exactly as it was meant to. From your cat's side of things, it did not get fed. It ran a process, and the process delivered. You were not the giver standing above it. You were the most important, most reliable part of a system your cat has been quietly running this whole time. Which leaves one last question, the one that finally answers our title. If your cat does not see you as a provider handing down a gift, then who, in your cat's mind, are you? And listen, if your cat runs that whole system before sunrise, crying and pacing and working you while it is still dark out, you do not have to be the only lever it can pull. A simple automatic feeder, set to drop a small portion in the early morning, can quietly break that cycle. Your cat still gets its dawn meal and you get to stay asleep. I have put the timed feeders I would actually recommend at my Chewy link in the description below. Those are affiliate links, so if you pick one up, it helps support the channel at no extra cost to you. Now, back to that last question. So, who are you in your cat's mind? For a long time, the easy answer was owner, food source, staff. But the behavior scientists who have spent careers watching cats live beside us keep landing somewhere stranger and far more tender. Look at what your cat actually does. It kneads you with its paws, the exact motion a kitten makes against its mother to bring down milk. It cries up at you in tones pitched like an infant. It headbutts you, winds around your legs, and trots to the kitchen with its tail straight up. The same greeting a kitten gives the one creature it depends on entirely. These are not the moves of a predator toward prey. They are not the moves of an equal toward an equal. They are the behaviors of a kitten toward its mother. Here is what many researchers now believe. Your cat never fully grew up around you, not because it cannot, but because it never needed to. You kept the food coming, the warmth steady, the danger far away, exactly as its mother once did. And so, a part of your cat simply stayed a kitten and cast you in the only role that fits a source which never runs dry. Not a servant it orders around, not a stranger it merely puts up with. Something much closer and much harder to ever walk away from. So what does your cat believe is happening at that bowl? Not a transaction, not a favor it owes you for. Something far simpler and far harder to earn. It believes it is safe. It believes it is home. It believes in the oldest and deepest way an animal can, that it is being cared for by the one it never had any reason to stop trusting. And that quietly changes what your twice-a-day ritual really is. You thought you were just filling a bowl. But to the small creature winding around your feet, you are something it chose to believe in a long time ago and has never once reconsidered. You are not your cat's owner. You are not its staff, no matter how it behaves before dawn. You are the warmth that was always there. You are the danger that never came. You are the one source in a whole uncertain world that has never, not even once, run empty. You are not the person who feeds your cat. To your cat, you are the reason the world has always felt safe. If this changed how you will look at your cat at dinner tonight, leave a like so we know to keep decoding the secret life behind those eyes. And tell me in the comments, what is the one sound your cat makes that you have never been able to ignore?